It's like the worst blind date ever.
Is this the flounder of Epcot?
Princess of Bear here with Epcot today because it's time to return under the sea. No, we're not going to visit Ariel. We're going to Coral Reef.
You voted on this, and so we are here to try their new menu.
Yes, so if we hate it, remember, it's all your fault. Because remember, it's the #1 choice of foodie infotainment. If you ask, we're probably going to show up. So remember, she's vegan. I'm not eating shark today. Ooh-ha. The proliferation of the pineapple coconut bread in Walt Disney World should be studied. I expect a thesis from everybody. I know there's one of you, or two of you, that will leave me a paragraph about the history of this bread in the comments. We love those comments, and we try to comment back on everything. You can find this bread all across the parks, from Sebastian's Bistro to Kona to Ohana. Very similar construction, just different shapes. Pulls right apart, nice and soft. Nice and warm. Now, for you vegans, they do have the allergy-friendly rolls. Now, I would say that if you with citrus and honey, I thought it was going to be kind of weird. I did have this before when we came here on like our Moana Hey Hey night. It had a little Hey Hey on it. Coconut smell is strong, but the coconut flavor is balanced, which is how it should be. So even if you don't like coconut, I do say you should try at least one bite of this bread. I would give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's giving peak Disney bread. Maybe this, it's not a bread service, but it's a top tier bread.
I have to admit, I was not excited about a salad at Coral Reef. I've had some amazing soups as appetizers at Coral Reef. So to be replaced with a salad was not what I was into, but then I got this salad, and OMG, is this beautiful with pigeon peas, plantains, greens, everything is tossed perfectly. Every lettuce leaf looks like perfectly dressed. I don't even know if I can complain about this except for the fact that I'm having a hard time putting it all on the fork, and I gotta take a ridiculously large bite as a result. But you know what? I commit to my mistakes. And this is how we roll. Cheers. The key lime dressing is pretty fire. It's very prominent throughout. It's very consistently seasoned. Everything in here is beautifully dressed. It's not too herbaceous. There's not too many flavors competing with each other. The tomatoes are beautiful. The lettuce is beautiful. The plantains are crisp, like chips, like plantain chips that you would get. But you want actual plantain pieces when you see plantains on the menu, not plantain chips. And because they're chips, they don't really add a lot of value to the dish. The pigeon lid, and I would definitely brag to my friends to come eat this salad. I would think, even if you just want an app or you're just craving a salad, this is a good one. Come get a salad, get it tossed, and then go back out into Epcot.
This is a family channel.
4.75 out of 5 salad tossings.
This is definitely not the whatchamahoozits and dingle hoppers we were looking for. This is a massive undersea mountain of a salad. This looks like an entree portion of a salad, like the huge plantain chips, the pigeon peas, even just getting this on a fork without spilling it on the table is an adventure in and of itself. Now it's got an avocado-based vinaigrette on it. Tons of onions. I'm going to try to avoid those. And hopefully manage a more manageable mouthful than what the princess just had. Because I don't think I can unhinge my jar that far. Let me get a plantain chip on here. Boom. Sometimes you just got to do it yourself. I appreciate the addition of the plantain chip. They're really out of place with how the salad. They add a nice crunchy texture to it. I think my chief problem with them is that they're so large. In no world are you picking up these pieces of plantain chips on their own on a fork and try to get this in your mouth, because you're either going to drop them or you're going to cut the roof of your mouth. But they had been plantain shreds or something, a little bit thinner. A little bit better, but I think the sweetness of an actual pan-fried plantain would have been a lot better than the chip itself, because the chip is just bland crunchiness. The pigeon peas are also a nice texture. I really like the dressing. I think there's too much onion, because it really permeates the whole salad, and a bit too strong. Now, if you're looking for a garden under the sea, this is definitely a choice. But I feel like the flavors need a little bit of tweaking to see its true potential. 3.5 out of 5 stars.
The salad calls for some pocket parm, because it's a salad. Why wouldn't you parm it up? So nice. Now it's all dressed and pretty. Why not try it this way? Let me grab some leaves. Pigeon peas. Still a big bite. Cheers. I do feel like this is a scenario where it adds to the salad and does test my salad a little bit more, but the rating still stands.
So here we have a signature starter. How is a signature starter different than any other starter on the menu? It costs more, basically. You have a crab corn bisque made with creamed sweet corn. I'm assuming there's some dairy in here. A little bit of like the crab floating around in there. Sebastian will be highly upset. Given this is going to be a creamy soup, I'm not taking any chances. It's going to be a 2 magic pill dish. Good looking here. I was worried they would skimp on the crab, but it honestly looks like there's quite a bit in here. It's funny that you see like these are like the soup bowls we get at like most Disney signature dining. We almost have expected them to pour this soup into the bowl, not just hand it to the bowl. Too much signature dining. Now this is the one pescatarian dish you're probably having today. They do have another one on the menu. They have the grilled mahi-mahi has mango on it. I could get it altered. Don't feel like it today, but that grilled mahi-mahi has a special place in my heart sometimes, if it's done right. As for this soup, enough stalling. Let's go ahead and get this in my mouth. Ooh, okay. Corn bisque is a strong flavored soup. It's not like garlic tomato. It's not like a minestrone, but it's like a strong flavor. And then crab has this ability to like permeate most of what it touches. Crab touches something, it's going to smell and taste like crab in the foreseeable future. They have somehow managed to balance with both the crab and the bisque the flavors so that I taste both the bisque and the crab without going overboard. I think the secret is they also have little corn bits in here as well. So you bite into the crab and you're getting a little explosion of the corn flavor. That just kind of works. If this is your signature starter, you're making the other ones look bad. I give it 4.25 out of 5 claws. If you like a bisque, like corn and crab, this might be the bisque to your quick. I don't know what I meant by that. If I would go so far to insult flounder, but it's definitely floundering in all the worst ways. That's a 2 out of 5 claws.
Let's see if pocket parm redeems this cauliflower. I feel like I'm putting extra parm, but I feel like the answer is no. Oof, I put a lot of parm on here. But you know what? It needs something. It needs some sort of flavor. Cheers. Doesn't help. Rating stands. It is what it is.
My friends, brothers, sisters, and they and denims of the Gulf Coast. This was a challenge I hope I would never encounter again on Disney parks. It's a seafood boil. Literally a seafood boil. Every seafood boil I've had on Disney parks property has been basically awful. If you were looking to have your first boil, I've always said that Disney's not the place to do it because it's made for all palates. So we're going to start with anything with the broth, the same thing we always do because the broth is trash. The whole boil is going to be trash. And it's given color, it's given seasoning, like it's some dark water, There's some stuff floating in it.
So not like Columbia Harbor House.
It's not like Columbia Harbor House, but I'm still scared. Very scared. It's like pepper water. A little bit of cayenne in there, but not much. A little paprika. It's giving dirt water. Hope they wash these clams. Well, anyway, in this dish we have clams, mussels, potatoes. You have your usual sea roach. This big single piece of corn that's given both I and the princess the vibes of that plant that you rub outside Pandora. You know the one I'm talking about. You've all rubbed it. Don't judge me. And there's supposed to be some andouille sausage in here. Oh, there it goes. Little tiny slivers.
What?
Not like the round cuts of andouille sausage you normally see in a boil. It's just like little tiny. It looks like they cut up one piece of andouille sausage and then like I don't even see any more in here. There's some more slivers at the bottom, but they're all slivers and not rounds. I guess I can only do what the divers do and go in head first, right? First, let's try the corn. The corn usually soaks up a lot of the flavor, so high hopes there. The corn seems to deepen, and it's corn. It's really hard growing corn unless you undercook it or just char the hell out of it. Even if you char the hell out of it, they're pretty good. That is okay corn. It's not giving Columbia Harbor House, but it ain't giving like homecoming corn succotash or flower and garden corn. Not even close. Let's go ahead and try to bust open some of these mussels. More mussels than I'm ever going to have in my life. Probably not true. And get some potato. Oh, that was not a nice cut of potato. That felt dense. Get some of that. Try to fish out some of these weird slivers of andouille sausage. I mean, I get you're trying to make them bite-sized, but that is not visually appealing. And let's see if I can get a little bit of shrimp on here, just to round it out. At least the shrimp feels cooked well. This is going to be a 2 silver deal because I can't get both off here. Cheers. Here's the thing. There's seafood in this dish, right? It is boiled, right? So technically, if we're being technical, it's a seafood boil. Now, if you were to ask me in my soul whether I could properly represent this as a seafood boil to our sister area of the South, Louisiana, we share a lot of sort of camaraderie because we both survive hurricanes year after year, I cannot do this to them. Not eat this. It's just continuing the trend of not eating seafood boils at Disney. Is it boil? Yes. Is my blood boiling? Also yes. No, I'm not going to flip my plate, but it's a disgrace to seafood boils everywhere. You should probably just stick with the mahi-mahi if you want to. It's just missing the flavor and the soul of what would be a boil. It's literally just boiled food with like very little actual seafood boil seasoning. Even some Old Bay, which is sacrilege to like a seafood boil in the South anywhere, would be better than this.
What about Mardi Gras seafood boil?
League's better than this. Mardi Gras seafood boil, still better than this. This is, like I said, I'm gonna eat it, but like, it's literally just pepper, water, and food. I'm gonna give this 2.5 out of 5 claws because it's made for the average palate. If you have any experience with seafood boils, avoid it like the plague, the black plague.
The book is here. I brought the book. And I want you guys to know, I wrote the date in the book. But we had a poll in our community tab. And we asked you to tell us which restaurant to go to today. So I wrote the date, And I didn't put a restaurant name, so I'm going to put Coral Reef now because as of before we walked into this restaurant, it was 60-40. 60 for Coral Reef, 40 for Le Cellier. But of course, we're going to go to Le Cellier. If you want us to go to Le Cellier in the next week, put a maple leaf in the comments as an emoji, and we'll book it. Otherwise, we'll wait a week or we'll wait 2 weeks. And I'm gonna write Coral Reef in here now. We have our beautiful dessert menu. All 3 desserts are new. The key lime has been changed to a chantilly cream. The pineapple coconut bread is just like what you get at like a Sebastian situation, but they use like the bread that they serve you from app as this, and they actually make it our service at every 30 minutes. And then the chocolate mousse we're gonna get, they changed the alcohol mixture, thankfully, because as we've been seeing for years on this channel, the Jack Daniel's is not vegan. So they went with a Bailey's almond, which is vegan, and I'm excited to see what this looks like. I am so excited for this next evolution, actually vegan dessert. Oh, okay, so we have a hard outer and a soft interior. Lots of chocolate action happening here. Look at all. Oh. I feel like I'm stealing too much chocolate. There's also this, so I'm gonna do a. Wow. You know, like back in the day, you get like an assorted chocolate for Valentine's Day, and you'd eat like all the little chocolates in the box. I literally felt like I just ate 2 or 3 of those chocolates in the box. Just multiple. That orange really sets it off. Makes it new and interesting. And then like the Bailey's almond like just kind of smooths everything out. I really like this a lot better than the old dessert. And I think this is worth coming here even if it's just for dessert. This is a 5 out of 5. This is a Princess Cities item. This is how dessert should look and taste.
Say what you will about the actual food on the menu. One thing that Coral Reef has done really well, at least this menu update, is tying the colors and design of dishes together, giving you that definitely like undersea dish feel. Sort of matches the theme in the restaurant, from the plates to like the coral you sit next to. It's pretty, but remember, looks aren't everything, and that includes food. It is definitely very easy to like destroy this thing because of the hard base. You're gonna have to really get in there with these tiny dessert spoons. And Bailey's almond, that's an interesting choice. Let's see how it pans out for me. Anytime you have like a vegan chocolate dish, dessert of any kind, I'm always worried that because they usually use dark chocolate is usually vegan, I'm worried that sharpness is going to overpower most everything else in the dish, thereby like not getting the other flavors that they intend. But the combination of the orange and the Bailey's almond will definitely help mellow out that dark chocolate, and the textures actually work well together. It's a bit hard to spoon, but once it's in your mouth, it's a true delight. It's like it's definitely a good dessert. I think it's definitely an upgrade from what it was previously. I was sad the Princess couldn't have it with the Jack Daniel's. Now, this is the dessert to do. I would say if you're going to come here, maybe come here and get the salad and dessert and piece on the entree. If you really want to come here. Most of the reason you come here, it's for the aquarium anyway. The restaurant itself needs a refurb, but the dessert, and I'd say the appetizer, are at least worth the visit. I would give it 4.5 out of 5. Well, it is a worthy successor to the Jack Daniel's chocolate bar they had before.
The book has made another trip to Epcot. All these beautiful signatures. We love all these cast members. Joshua here, he was our server. He was amazing. If you get him, you're in for a treat. And he remembered us from like 2 years ago. That's the magic right there.
Coral Reef is really starting to scrape the bottom of the seabed.
I think that Coral Reef maintains its inconsistency in quality and flavor that we have experienced in our 6 years on this YouTube channel.
Middling at best.
Yeah, I would agree with that 100%. But like the entrees are supposed to be your star, and if your entree falls flat half the time, why are you coming to this restaurant?
Well, like I said, it's your vacation. Do apps, dessert, get a drink, bounce. The beer, decent. Atmosphere, great. Still needs a refurb, but
yes,
you come here for the aquarium, not for the food.
But you can also go on the seas and do Nemo living with the land, or not living with land, the Nemo with the seas ride, and then you get the other side of this aquarium, so you can still get a seas experience without the seas dining price point.
She's making a good case for Skip. But I don't know what you guys think. You guys voted on this place for us to come, and we came. Given what you saw, I want to know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, if there's anything else you like to do, of course, as usual, that's always the place to find us. Hit the notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
we have new videos 5 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, Fred will yeet himself into the seas and then become a polar bear.
I can be a polar bear. But you heard the girl.